If you're watching this, I just want to say hi and thank you so much for being here with me while I talk about trigger warning for anybody out there. Also, feel free to skip it. Disclaimer, just so there's no confusion and we are all on the same crystal clear page. Do not, I repeat, do not harass or go to the pages or socials of anyone mentioned in this video. I am only presenting my experiences and observations, and this information is just speculative so that you can make informed decisions. The rest are other people's alleged experiences with these individuals. Also, their customers are full-fledged adults, and I'm not here to save or infantilize anyone. If you're informed and go in with your eyes wide open, that's your business and that's your money and that's your life, and I have nothing to do with that. Thank you. Tarot, astrology, numerology, aura photos, stones, incense, candles, oils. Been there, done that. Stating for the sake of transparency. Now, the truly hilarious part is that all of these elements, and as well as other cultures and gods, goddesses, etc., fall under the camp of New Ageism just without any rigid rules. So you can just basically mix and match whatever you want, which goes hand in hand with the problem of disrespecting other cultures and taking without fucking having any affiliation or association with that from a root level. Which, not gonna lie, kind of gross. It gives me that whole, what is that, like colonialism, just with the spirituality and shit. It's just like, people were actually persecuted and died for this shit, bro. I personally would advise against putting on other people's cultures and beliefs on like a costume. Okay, moving on. What's interesting is that this whole thing actually came to fruition after I turned 18 and after I had left Catholicism. And then I was just like, well, fuck it. And weirdly enough, I feel that this was the natural progression that was going to come out of this anyway. I mean, I was already basically raised in one extreme, so why wouldn't I just swing the completely other way when given the chance and the freedom to do so? I don't regret anything. This was awesome. I was really in the field. I was really that girl. I was really the one doing it, but for myself. So, no regrets. Now, I have to be transparent about one thing. I have never, and I never will, pay for a tarot reading or any type of reading in my life. And I have to say, yes, I am indeed biased. One time going to the club in San Jose, this chick approaches me, do you want a reading? Pulls out 3 cards, all super fucking negative. And I was like, oh, I see what you're doing now, trying to get me hooked on this negative loop bias. Fuck you very much, and never again. Got my own tarot cards, etc., because I was not about to be told some bullshit for $25 a pop. Like, how desperate do you think I am, lady? Wow. Plot twist is, I thank that woman every day for giving me such a shit reading. She really completely turned me off like it was a skill or a talent of hers, to the point that I never spent any money while in this. So thank you. Wherever you are out there, thank you. And I have to be honest, I had so much fun. I even went on like an all-women's retreat in some fancy-ass house in Richmond. And the lady that was leading the whole meditation course was very transparent about the fact that she was just there to help other people reach their full potential. And I will always be forever grateful for her, because I had the best time and I was completely safe. And she provided me a space where I could just explore and talk to her like a real, regular person. There was no facade, there was no delusion, none of that. Aromatherapy is a thing. Color therapy is a thing. Feeling soothed by your surroundings is absolutely a thing. Watching a little flame dance around, with your room and everything else completely dark to just calm yourself down. That for sure is a thing. All of these things don't have to be religious or spiritual to be enjoyed. And that's the beauty of it, in my opinion. You don't have to be particularly deep or entrenched in this stuff to appreciate it. But the thing is, of course, it's like you have to know the boundaries, what's within reason, and obviously not appropriating other people's cultures for the sake of ego. I also just want to add in the fact that this is majority a woman-centered space, and I really do like the fact that it's a haven just for women to kind of just explore and do things that they like without being criticized or overly picked at. And I think that's really cool. Honestly, who cares? I mean, every community should be able to have this, a safe space, a place where you can explore your interests without retribution or mocking. Fantasy can really be a lot of fun, and it doesn't have to be real for you to enjoy it. A lot of art is just based in fiction, it's still fun. So as a heads up, yes, we are going to speedrun this part because I think I've mentioned most of it. Okay, so I'm not trying to be like a bitch or anything, but can we please like stop doing like weird love potions and like rituals that don't make sense and shit for the sake of spite or like getting somebody to, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's pretty cringe. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Woo! Do 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 do. Yeah, so I already touched on this subject a little bit, which is basically taking other people's beliefs from cultures, etc., putting them on like a costume or as if you're better than the natives or people from which it originated from. This, to me, big fucking no-no. Hey, it's me again. So, yeah, subliminals don't work. They don't make your boobs bigger. Like, just saying. Yeah. I am truly hating this rise of the guru era. Most of these people are fucking grifters. I'm not even playing around with you. Girl bosses for the win, bestie. And as you are being awarded your complimentary pack to hell, please start to put those sexy lingerie luxury items on your body so the demons know who not to fuck with. And honestly, you might as well, because I'm definitely charging you Gwyneth Paltrow prices. Also, everything in this part of the video is allegedly, because I'm not about to be sued by anyone. This is all just public info you can Google or find on Twitter. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, let's start out on Astro Twitter with Daniela Yoka, Mystic Lipstick, and iJade, an astrologer. See, I've actually followed both of these women back in the day when it was like a thing and before all the scandals started to come out. I think they're actually both astrologers. Daniela Yoka is more on the witchy side, and iJade was actually an astrologer that dealt with quote-unquote degrees. For example, right now, Daniela Yoka on her site sells $150 of remote healing or some beautification BS. You can check that site out. I have screenshots here. But the point of the story is it's all kind of like bullshit. And it's like, really? So you're going to just pocket that? And you're just going to put up, 5 months minimum because your body needs to clear it. And you may or may not feel any type of the effects. And it's like, And so with iJade, she's an astrologer and she focuses quote unquote on the degrees that I mentioned earlier, which is it's like she baits people with like, these are the degrees to fame, or like this is what's gonna be able to like get you out there, you're gonna find true love, etc. The thing is, both of them have actually been called out for stealing content, and I actually found a lady who I'm gonna crop the name out because I don't want her to be dealing with any mess because of her speaking out and relaying her experiences, because that's not fair. So I'm going to include a very quick clip of her explaining her experiences and her direct contact with both of these, I guess, influencers, in the spiritual community, I guess if you want to call it. So here she is. Thank you.
Just follow her back or whatever. It's not that deep. But the thing is, I saw she started baiting for fucking information. So I'm like, how long you been following me? I'm thinking this to myself. I'm like, all right, I be peeping swindle. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you false information. I'm gonna give you all this false ass shit. Every time you ask me for something, I'm gonna give you some false ass information because one of these days you're going to slip up. So when I follow her back, the first thing this fraud fucking does is DM me and ask me like, oh, so what's up with like this smoke you got for Mystic Lipstick? I was like, I called Mystic Lipstick out on my old accounts and said she was a fucking fraud and she was stealing people's shit then, including mine, including personal friends that I know. They used to follow them and steal knowledge from them, and she used to pass that shit off as her own. So I finally called her out again, like 2018, maybe it was like 2017, I don't remember. Mad people into my DMs like, oh my God, I did her little moon ritual and shit, and I feel like I got a curse on me now, and I'm hex. This is verifiable. Like, people have spoken about this.
Listen, I'm not God, but Gwyneth, yeah, the sin of greed, because that gentrification and those prices are outrageous. Also, this woman should not be applauded in any way, shape, or form for this whole business being successful. This woman saw a niche, a hole in the market, and as a one percenter with no doubt so many advisors and resources, I'm not shocked nor surprised that she capitalized the fuck out of this and made so much money. Like I said, from the comfort of their home, this whole white womanhood selling spirituality straight to your door. Engage with people from those communities, the culture, and or doing any of the hard work required to actually do it respectfully and tastefully. Okay, so this is Teal Swan, and don't forget, this is all my opinion, because in my opinion, she's a full-blown cult leader, period, like straight up. And the fact that she has such a crazy history and that a documentary that she wanted to happen came out and exposed her, she was mad about it along with an investigator, is hilarious to me. So that's all I have to say on that, because she goes into crazy levels of danger when it comes to other people. I'm gonna leave a link in the comments section so you guys can check out her insane documentary trailer, and just so you can experience her middle school way of speaking to try to seem cool and appeal to other people. And it's extremely, as a cult leader, extremely fucking cringe. Final thoughts and closing statements. I focused a lot on the good because I feel like this community gets ridiculed a lot, and I also feel that's kind of unfair for me to just clown incessantly on a community that can't really defend themselves, since I'm technically someone that did experiment and partake within the New Age community, even if it was just a very small increment of time, give or take a year and a half or so, And at the same time, it's to point out the fact that a lot of people are getting away with some real grifter shit, and it's really crazy how they seem to get away with it, and the general public has no idea about any of it, as well as what they may be getting into when they employ or have to deal with these folks. And just like the legalese that is provided to you by every guru or person that you encounter in this space, this is all purely for entertainment. I am not a factual don't come to me for life advice, etc. But this is all for fun, and we have a good time. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, bye.